WMOM and Hot Country Hits 99.9. You can also watch it on our Facebook page, the WMOM Facebook page, the Hot Country Hits Facebook page, and we're streaming this on our YouTube channel, as well as your smart devices, Amazon Alexa and Google Home. Mary Lou, how you doing today?
Good morning, Chris. Great, thanks.
Glad to have you in, as well as Wally, your partner in crime. How you doing, Wally?
Exactly.
I'm doing fine. The Lions won.
I know that.
All is right with the world.
That was good to see that. And beating the Chiefs. My gosh. That's
Tigers
pretty
too,
awesome.
Wally. Tigers too.
Oh, there you go. You got to make sure the Tigers are involved. The two of you wearing your Ludington Petunia Parade shirts this morning. Mary Lou, we had, when they were planted, we had that little phase of watering and making sure that they were healthy and growing and all that stuff. But it turned out to be a good Petunia Parade year, didn't it?
Yes, it did. In the midst of a drought-like conditions, Chris, you saw us go through that. You helped us go through that. And we made it. They look beautiful mostly today.
Oh, yeah.
Overall. So, yeah.
Do you ever get a chance to hear any comments from people? Do they ever share that with you about, when they come to town, or even locals? I mean, I'm sure that there is the embracing of when you drive down Ludington Avenue, the color scheme there, to be able to just say welcome to the area.
Yes, I did talk with a lady, and she's come here for 30 years, and she's probably 40. Mm-hmm. She says, I remember more than anything else coming to Ludington and seeing the petunias. So that was a great story.
Was there ever a year that we didn't have the petunias out? I mean,
1988 was the first year.
Okay.
They've changed colors over the years, red, white, blue, purple. At one point, they went farther east at various times. To my knowledge, even through COVID, we did make it through COVID, shifted the plans that we used, but yes, we made it. So as far as I know, every year.
Absolutely. Wally, is it an enjoyment? Is it a struggle? Is it, what's the experience for you? And you've been with it for how many years now?
10 years?
Yeah. Do you still like to get out there? I mean, 2 years ago, I think you were on the back of a truck, right, delivering the flowers.
Yes.
You've completely changed that around, where they pick them up at Rotary Park, which is so much more efficient. Congratulations on that move. So I guess the question is, for you and the experience with the Petunia Parade, what's the best word to describe it for you?
Just one word on the radio.
Okay, there you go.
It's fantastic.
All right.
I mean, all of the above, all of the emotions. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of satisfying work. It's getting out there, meeting the public. Our particular block is on the marina, so when we go out there and weed, there's lots of foot traffic there, and most people congratulate us and thank us for it, and say how much they appreciate the petunias in Ludington. Yeah. So, yes, you get a great feeling when you get that instant feedback from the public.
And from the drought to they really bloomed this year. That was the cool thing to see, is just that transition out there. And you'd see the volunteers out there, weeding and maintaining them. And doing it on their own. You didn't have to necessarily prod them in the sense to come out there. In most cases, right? I mean, it might be a reminder here and there. But when you drive down Ludington Avenue, Wally, and you see the volunteers taking care of those petunias, that has to be rewarding too, right?
Yes, absolutely. The community involvement is just fantastic.
That is good. And it doesn't stop there. We want the community to be involved. I know we're now in September, we're talking about the petunias that are planted earlier this summer, but there is an important thing that we need to talk about, Mary Lou, and that is the dollar drop that's taking place today, right?
Correct.
And to take us through why you do that, and I think, obviously the hint is because some people think that this is a city-run event, the Petunias, but it is not. And this is where that fundraising effort comes into play, right?
Correct. We're a nonprofit, volunteer-based. A lot of people do think it's the city. We've learned a lot in this last several months. So tonight's dollar drop will be at Rotary Park, 4 until 7 p.m. We will be there with buckets. We did this 3 years ago in the midst of COVID, so it's been 3 years since we did a fundraiser. Okay. We're looking forward to just seeing the community come out. And again, it's a fundraiser, and that's what
Yeah.
we're calling it, but dollar drop tonight.
Absolutely. And they can drive right through, right? They don't have to get out of their vehicles.
Correct.
What is your goal? There has to be some sort of number, maybe that you raised 3 years ago and want to try to beat that number or at least match it. What are we looking for from the community, do you
That's a
think?
great question. I know, and as I learned, it costs about $10,000 annually, and that's largely the truck expenses
Okay.
and the petunias. This past year, we had to buy more petunias because of the drought. So again, we're looking to the community. You know, we appreciate the volunteer service, the time, energy to do what we do with the petunias, and we're nonprofits. So anything and everything. You know, I like to think about children, whether it's $1, they get a sense of making a difference. So maybe they put a cup of water on a flower, and they're making that difference growing up with the petunias.
That's great to hear. If you don't hit the 10,000, Wally, let's say tonight we don't get 10,000. What do we do? What's the fundraising efforts after this?
We're not
tonight.
looking for $10,000 today. $1,000 would be good for us. We do have donors that donate to us. Every year we have people walking by when I'm weeding, and they'll give me money. But we do have money in the account. This is just one of many efforts to raise money for the petunias.
All right.
And if I may,
Yeah.
I want to go back to 3 years on the first time we had the dollar drop. It was brand new to us. It was during COVID. We definitely were looking for money at that point. The way we normally went out there and fundraise, we couldn't do that because of COVID. So we did come up, one of our board members came up with the concept of the dollar drop. And we were down there, and then Mayor Steve Miller, I think he got in touch with you, Mom Radio, and you immediately went down and started broadcasting live.
Yeah.
I think you were just brand new to the
Yeah,
city.
it was.
But it helped us tremendously at
That's
the dollar
cool.
drop. That people listened on the radio and they drove down and they gave us money. So thank you for that, and thank you for what you're doing today.
Well, I appreciate that, and we want to continue to support you. Our team is going to be down there today. We already talked a little bit about that in previous to the conversation, and we're going to encourage people to come down, and we want them to. We've got Mom FM stickers that we're going to be giving away. We'll have both radio stations down there, so we'll help as much as we can.
And have fun doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a cool thing. Well, and that was the interesting part, Wally, was that from what I remember, you know, we were kind of going through that edge of COVID there, and so there was the distancing. I think you guys came up with broomsticks or something to help.
A bucket tied to a
that's right, yeah.
to a broomstick,
Absolutely,
and we would put it through the window.
That's cool. Well, looking forward to that interaction, and I'm sure, Mary Lou, as people come through the drive-through there, you'll hear some of those comments of appreciation for the volunteers for beautifying the city of Ludington in general, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
And one more, if I may.
Absolutely.
I'm on a roll here.
I love it.
One of the bands who came to Rhythm and Dunes sent a thank you letter to the bank, and they thanked the bank for being so organized. And they also mentioned that they loved Ludington. They went to the beach the following day, and she did mention in the thank you letter that driving down Ludington Avenue, she was very impressed with the flowers in front of each person's home.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, I mean, yeah, so even visitors coming here for the first time, only time, they see the flowers and they appreciate them.
They do. And what's really powerful too, and I saw this, like our new police chief, Chris Jones. There's flowers in front of his home, and not to give his home away, okay, but I saw him out there with his watering hose and
his
helping
wife
out.
Katie, yes,
Absolutely.
Yeah. She stepped up and volunteered as soon as she heard about it. She says, "I'm in," and Chris is in.
That's cool, and people came out to help and to support this, and so so we had the support of the water and the volunteers, and now the community, because not everybody can devote the time and the effort to be out there. But sometimes, Mary Lou, we can devote a couple dollars from time to time to help, right?
Yes, and again, as Wally and you were talking, we had so many people step up to the plate. We had Cove, the local Cove community couldn't do their block anymore. I reached out to Safe Harbor Credit Union. They had 5 women there after work one day. In an hour, they had their block done. We had so many people step up to the plate and help with the drought conditions or minding the weeding situation. So time, energy, backs, it takes a lot to do the weeding. So you need time and money. So again, tonight's the volunteer. Next week we're going to have a special appreciation time for the community, but tonight is the dollars, and that's we need both time, energy, and dollars.
And we did have a question come in off Facebook, and we kind of addressed it, but Scott asked us, does the city help out with watering the petunias during a drought, since they have kind of a sprinkler head mostly down Ludington Avenue? We see them like doing the plants, but do you see that there was some help from the city, or and I know they're busy. I mean, they're here working before even I get in the morning. But during a drought like this, did you see? We saw the volunteers come out from the community, but was there a reach out to the city?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Without a doubt. The marina. We worked with them, Jim Christensen, with Boulevard, because there's already a system in place.
The irrigation.
Really, yes, from the hospital into town is where we were mostly concerned. They were working a dock down at the marina, so that altered what we did. I think one of the best things that came out of the drought was the watering trucks doubled up.
Oh, yeah.
So we work with the city, purchasing the fuel there, getting the water, but the watering trucks doubled their effort just to stay ahead of that. So that meant they were out in the afternoon. A lot of people saw the watering truck at 4 or 5 a.m. They don't see the watering truck.
Yeah, that's correct.
So without a doubt, working communication with the city at every level has been really a positive.
And the tough part when you think about the watering truck, Wally, is that we have a lot of traffic in the summer down Ludington Avenue, and to be able to have the watering truck out during the daytime, that's nearly impossible. But you pulled it off.
Yeah, the drivers stepped up. Obviously, during a regular year, they're watering the truck between 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning because there's no traffic, but because of the drought, they had to double up. So, yes, they were coming in late evening to do it a second time. And, they just stepped up and helped everyone, yes.
Absolutely. Well, let's make it happen today, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., Rotary Park. It's a drive-through effort, or if you walk up, you can do that. And let's raise a lot of money. Now, we're stepping up a little bit further. I wanted to surprise you a little bit with this. I'd like to see you get to that $1,000 mark. If you get to the $1,000 mark, we're going to add $500 to that from the radio station, okay? So let's, as the community, get to that point. Can we do it?
Yes,
you feel
absolutely,
confident?
yes.
All right, let's get there. And so for everybody listening right now, we want you to make sure that you come down between 4 and 7 at Rotary Park today. We want you to be able to invite your coworkers, invite your family members, invite your friends, and let's make it easier for you to purchase those flowers, get the water for next year, so that we can kind of do what we did this year, and that is focus on keeping the petunias alive, keeping them watered and weeded and everything like that, and recruiting volunteers. Sound like a plan?
Excellent.
All right.
Chris, can I say one more thing? When we did the 4th of July parade, we were coming down the main drag. There was a group of people at the main intersection downtown Ludington. They started chanting this, "We love the petunias," and we were. I was spellbound. But the fact that I don't know who these people were, we caught them on video, but for them to say that in such a fun, festive way really was awesome. So again, we appreciate all that the community's done to keep the streets beautiful.
Absolutely. And Wally, do you have anything else to add?
No, but sounds like there's a future board member for the Petunia Parade. The way you're speaking, the way you're promoting us, I mean, you have the fever, absolutely.
No, I appreciate it.
Because it's a year-round effort. We had a board meeting last night to discuss how many petunias we're going to order for next year, and then we continue over the winter to have board meetings and discuss the future planning and planning. So yes,
absolutely. Well, it's a great thing. I mean, I think about this from time to time. I know that sounds simple, but when you're driving down Ludington Avenue and transitioning to US 10, and I've been here for almost 4 years now, so not too long, but I can't imagine them not being there at this point. And you think about it, the people that have lived here all their lives, the tourists that come up every single year, I don't think they could imagine it without it.
Right.
And I think we need to keep that going. So we appreciate the two of you, by the way, and your team. Do you mind before we wrap up the watering crew? Do you know all their names? I'm hoping. How's your memory? Doing okay? All right. So
I can speak to the 5 of them generally, and as far as the individual names.
yeah.
Mike Genter, we call him the Water Wizard.
Okay.
Chris Simpler, the second year for Chris from Cartier Mansion. The other 3 are
I don't know.
All right.
Sorry.
Mo, Larry, and Cheese.
Well, no, it's all right.
No, we have a team of 5.
Okay.
And we heard last night we might go up to 6 or 7.
Okay, yeah.
One a day. These gentlemen commit to that early morning, get up and water. So we're, again, Ted Radke used to do it by himself every day.
Okay.
And we've expanded that out. Ted has been a wonderful mentor to Mike Genter
All right.
and the crew.
Well, next year when we get closer to planning or during that time, let's have the watering team on
That
the
would
air.
be awesome to
Like
come in
that.
here. Yes.
I think that would be great because they were a great part of this
They
year's
were.
event and all the volunteers there. Again, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. tonight, Rotary Park. That's where you want to be. Make sure, and it takes a moment to drop off a couple bucks, and let's make sure it happens. And hopefully, other businesses throughout the day today might reach out to you. They can send a message through Facebook potentially and say, "Hey, we want to contribute from our office or our team," and be able to do that. So let's make it happen so that we can welcome people into the Ludington area. So Wally, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mary Lou, thank you
Chris.
for always, and thanks for reaching out to us to make sure that we're a part of it, and you can count on us as well. Okay?
Thank you.
You
Thanks.
got it. 8:03 now here on 102.7 Mom FM. You two hang out for just a second here, and they're like, I don't want to stand next to each other. You made it. You're 5 feet away, but you're okay. It is Hot Country Hits 99.9 and 102.7 Mom FM. News and weather coming your way in just a matter of seconds. And the 9 o'clock hour, or excuse me, the 8 o'clock hour first here on 102.7 WMOM.
Thanks for making us #1. I'm proud to be awarded the Small Business of the Year by the Ludington